El Garbo burned everything he'd used, the tools, the linens, the bowl. Then he locked his door and refused to see another plague patient for the rest of his life. The lumps weren't just ugly. They were a clock, and everyone knew exactly how much time was left. There was a moment when you knew, not when the fever started, not when you found the first lump. It was later, when the fever wouldn't break. That's when you understood. December 1347. Luca Bianchi, a baker in Pisa, watched his 7-year-old son burn for 4 days straight. He changed the cold rags every hour, prayed every rosary he owned, made promises to God he had no way to keep. 5th day, the boy opened his eyes, asked for water. Bianchi thought he'd witnessed a miracle. By sunset, the boy was gone. The plague didn't just kill people, it killed the idea that anyone could help. Physicians stopped making house calls. Priests stopped offering last rites. Families stopped believing tomorrow would be different. By early 1348, the thing people feared most wasn't the pain. It was the waiting. Once the fever took hold, the clock started ticking. And nobody, not the rich, not the faithful, not the desperate, could make it stop. The body had turned against itself. But the real nightmare wasn't how fast the plague killed. It was how powerless everyone felt watching it happen. And as 1348 arrived, that powerlessness was about to rip Europe apart. One city, one family, one person at a time. Next time, the city gates slam shut, the doctors flee, and the living start to envy the dead. Florence, February 1348. A physician named Gabriele de Mussi watched a mob drag a Jewish merchant through the Piazza della Signoria. The crowd screamed he'd poisoned the wells. De Mussi knew the man, had treated his kids. He also knew the wells had nothing to do with any of this. He just stood there, didn't say a word. Later he wrote, "I was scared they'd come for me next." When half your city's dying and nobody can tell you why, the human brain does what it's always done, finds someone to blame. The church said God was punishing humanity for its sins. Astrologers pointed to some planetary alignment back in March 1345. Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, all lined up wrong. Others blamed earthquakes in Italy, bad air, failed crops. But none of that felt real enough. People needed something they could actually see, someone they could actually stop. Strasbourg, spring of 1348. Word got around that Jewish families were poisoning the wells. Zero evidence. Didn't matter. February 14th, Valentine's Day, the city council rounded up every Jewish person they could find. Close to 2,000 people. Marched them to the cemetery and burned them alive. The plague kept killing, obviously. A month later, a third of Strasbourg was dead too. But they kept killing anyway, because fear doesn't run on facts.